What's going on, YouTube? Trey to the back at you guys again, coming with another definitive Texel video. And I wanted to come at you guys today with our prize highlights video. So let us go ahead and navigate our way there so we can see what we got as far as prizes for this event. Alright, so of course we got our hero. We got a pretty good hero too. I don't know if you remember the last siege event. The hero was Palamort Wormfeed, who was an epic, a pretty powerful epic, I might add, and expensive as well on the trade board. But this time we actually have ourselves a legendary hero, Odric Oldsoul. He's definitely cool looking. I said that in my first impression video. I like this guy's look a lot, riding the like crystal saber-tooth tiger, and he even has like the blue eyes, got the aura coming off him. He's very cool looking. 200% edge this event with a boss edge at 250%. So if you want to do some serious damage to the boss, you're definitely going to want to have Odric Oldsoul in order to get that boss edge going. Odric Oldsoul is a legendary water champ. He has, well, these are his edge stats, but he has Brain Freeze Elite, and this guy has a very good cooldown of 2 at the start, and afterwards it becomes 1 once you fuse them and get them 2 for 2. I'm sure he's really strong. I mean, when that brain freeze comes around, somebody's dying. It only hits one person, as it says here, when it comes for 1 full chilling toes and blowing minds. So it hits 1 person, but I can pretty much guarantee that that 1 person is going to be destroyed. I mean, they're good as dead once that move comes for them. So Odric Oldsoul is definitely looking like a very good champ. Just a quick mention, he has almost 9,000 attack off of his edge bonus here. 89.59, pretty decent health at 78.28, and defense at 47.75. So this guy's pretty good. The only way you can get this guy is through the Wingtree build. So you have to buy him if you want him. Other than that, I do believe on the leaderboards they're only giving out just a couple of his rare forms. So Odric Oldsoul, you're gonna have to pay for him in the build if you want him, but he's really good and he's very strong, and he's definitely one that I would like, but one that I'm going to get, that remains to be seen. But okay, that's enough about Odric Oldsoul. Next hero we have is Arathia. He's on 200% edge this event as well, but his boss edge is only going to be 120%. Arathia is also a champ, and his skill is Vent Elite, which immediately made me think of my hippo homeboy Tish Pack. But Arathia, he's looking like a average champ. Off the edge, he has about 5,238 health, 4,427 attack, and 2,271 defense, which is all you really care about when it comes to a champ. His agility isn't too bad though, 1697. For a champ, that's definitely not bad agility at all. That's actually really good agility for a champ. But his skill is going to be Vent. We don't know his cooldown as of yet, but if it's just like Tish Pack, who is a 2 at start and 0 when he's 5 for 5, then he'll be pretty nice. It's always nice for that Vent to come every turn someone wants to use a cooldown skill against your team, and he survives the attack, then he's gonna counter. That's the beauty of Vent. So like I said, we don't know this guy's cooldown yet, but if it's looking good as Tish Pack's, then he'll be alright. He will be alright. Next guy we got here, Merodach. 200% edge this event, 120% boss edge, just like Arathia. Merodach is a rogue. You can tell by the stats here. Pretty nice agility, pretty nice attack and decent HP. Off the edge, 2,676 HP, 4,069 attack, and agility at 4,219. So that's pretty statistically speaking, a pretty above average rogue. To my knowledge, we never had a rogue with Inspirit All though. That I do believe that's unique. That's something new. So this guy may have a use, but the problem is, as I'm sure all have heard, DNA or Mobile Gay, whichever company name you want to use, they are nerfing the heck out of Inspirit. So if you want to read more up on that, I do believe they're only making it where one fighter can only receive Inspirit up to 5 times if Inspirit is the only spell cast against that fighter. And after that, what happens is it's called overheat, where they just won't let the attack rise anymore. So if DNA or Mobile Gate keeps that in motion, I don't know how useful this guy is going to be. But if they decide to remove that, then he's just going to be as useful as all the other Inspirit All. He has a cooldown of 4 at the start. Self-use him up to 5 for 5. His cooldown drops to 2. So just like the rest of them, I don't think there's any Inspirit Alls out there that have a cooldown lower than that for Inspirit All. Flame Winder is coming to mind, but I don't know if Flame Winder has a cooldown of 1 or 2. I actually don't know. But this guy's a rogue with Inspirit All, so that's definitely different. Use them to up your attack. Just know now, at least for the time being, that has a limit. Next, we got our leaderboard prize. And our leaderboard prize, of course, is going to be the legendary Windelmar. Another cool looking one, and I think he looks really cool. All the blue frosty ice type deal going on, looking really cool. But Windelmar is a legendary guru, as you can see by the high wisdom and high agility. He's water type, and he, of course, these are his max stats as is. No edge bonus going on because he's a leaderboard prize. Not going to get him to the end of the event. But his agility as well as his wisdom are really, really high. And when it comes to a guru, that's mainly what you're looking for: high wisdom, high agility. New skill here: Billow All Elite. White horses and holy rollers shall sweep all before them. So can't wait to check that skill out. Of course, like I said previously, he is a leaderboard prize, so we're not going to know his cooldown until at least the end of this event. But he's looking like a very strong guru, and he also physically looks cool as well. So can't wait to see that cooldown. That'll determine his usefulness as always. And can't wait to check out that skill. But if you want to take a crack at Windelmar, climb that leaderboard. Climb, climb, climb. Now, last but not least, we have our points prizes. Al Gallen. Boy, this got to be like one of the ugliest fighters ever created. But Al Gallen is the recolor of Leguminous, or alternate color, I should say. He is a warlock. You can tell by the heightened attack and wisdom. Nothing really special about this guy. I mean, if you want to self-fuse him, you could do that, or you can pretty much just get rid of him as soon as the trade frenzy hits, because statistically speaking, this guy is just a waste. I wouldn't even use up inventory space with this guy. Just get rid of him immediately. There's nothing special about him. Statistically speaking, he is just awful. But Grime Elite is his skill, not a new skill there. That only hits one person. He has a cooldown of 5 at the start, and once you self-use him up to 5 for 5, that becomes free. So yeah, Al Gallen, nothing special, just whatever you want to do with him, but unless you're just now starting out on the game, I would definitely not use this guy for a fighter in my band at all. So that's it for the prize highlights, but I didn't want to stop there. This time I wanted to come at you guys with some comparisons. So I wasn't able to compare every fighter. I only wanted to compare some fighters that I could somewhat relate to, because I've seen people do some comparisons and sometimes I just don't agree with them. Like, I don't think you should be crossing types when you compare fighters. For example, what I mean by that, I don't think people should be comparing a champ with a warlock or vice versa, because their statistics are completely and totally different. I mean, the champ's going to have high HP usually. The warlock's going to have higher wisdom usually. So, I mean, you got to, in my opinion, compare to the same type. And I wasn't able to, off the top of my head, get a good comparison for every fighter. So the ones that I were able to, I compared them. So I'm just going to go down the list here in the same exact order that I went down the list of in the prize highlights. So first, the comparison that I did with Adric Old Soul is going to show you guys up front here. I compared him with Uma, the legendary from the last event. This guy here. So stat comparison, really quick. Uma has 966 more health. Adric also has 2,709 more attack. Uma has 2,507 more defense. Adric also has 376 more wisdom. And Adric also has 573 more agility. They both have the same cooldown, 2 at the start, 1 at max self-use. And they both have a cooldown skill that only hits one person. So the comparison here, HP, wisdom, and agility are not really significantly different, but the difference comes in Uma being a tanky guy. He has extremely high defense. So Uma's going to be your tank, the guy that you're going to want to take a little damage. But Adric also, when you want to go on the offensive, that's going to be your guy. That's going to be the one you're going to want to go out there and just kick some heads in. So that's the comparison I made with Adric also, the new legendary Uma. Very similar stats besides attack and defense, as I just mentioned. So the next comparison is going to be with Arathia, and as I'm sure you knew, we're going to compare this guy with Tishpak. I wanted to compare these two because of the skill. I do believe that Arathia is the next person and only person besides Tishpak to have this vent skill. So statistically speaking, Tishpak has 548 more health, Arathia 297 more attack, 2,530 more defense goes to Tishpak, 46 more wisdom goes to Tishpak, and 1,083 more agility goes to Arathia. Now, Tishpak has way more defense. I mean, he's much more tankier than Arathia is. So his defense is definitely a winner with him. He also has more health. So, I mean, Vent is dependent upon that. Vent only works if the fighter survives the attack. So with Tishpak having a greater HP and a greater defense, and also he has a cooldown of 2 at start, max fuse, he has a cooldown of 0. So this guy, Arathia, unless, I mean, honestly, there's really nothing he can do to be better than Tishpak. Tishpak has the health, has the defense, and he has a cooldown of 0 already, which you can't do any better than that. So Arathia is definitely inferior to Tishpak. I mean, he only has really agility on him, barely beats him in attack. So yeah, definitely Tish Pack between those two would be the better choice. Merodach, the Rogue. I didn't really find anyone to compare him to simply because he's a rogue. The first person that popped in my mind with him was Ninkarak, though, the big woody looking guy that has in spirit all as well. But you can't really compare them because Ninkarak is a warlock while Merodach is a rogue. And going back to what I was saying before, you can't really compare the two because Merodach will just sweep him in agility because he's a rogue, but then Ninkarak will sweep him in something like wisdom because he's a warlock. So you can't really get a good fair comparison there. So I was not able to compare those two. But for Windelmar, I have the legendary Polyhymnia right here. Um, okay, so statistically speaking, Windelmar trumps Polyhymnia in everything. Absolutely everything. Windelmar has 101 more HP, 71 more attack, 45 more defense, 288 more wisdom, and 272 more agility. Of course, we don't know Windelmar's cooldown yet. Polyhymnia has a cooldown of 3 at start, 2 at max self-fuse. So the only thing Polyhymnia may possibly have on Windelmar will be cooldown. That's really it. I mean, Windelmar is trumping her in every other category. So we'll have to wait and see what Windelmar's cooldown will be to determine his usefulness compared to Polyhymnia. But if his cooldown is even on the equal par of 3-2, then he's just going to trump Polyhymnia, hands down. So the comparison between them is debatable, but cooldown is definitely going to be the determining factor because statistically speaking, he's better than Polyhymnia in every category. They're both legendary gurus, by the way, which is why I chose Polyhymnia. And the last one we had Al Gallen. I mean, not that I care to compare Al Gallen to anyone, but I couldn't really think of anyone off the top of my head anyways, but because his recolor Leguminous is a champ, and once again, I don't think that'll be a fair and good comparison. So, I mean, not that anyone cares because Al Gallen just oh, why bother anyways? So I didn't really get a comparison with Al Gallen. But there you guys have it. Prize highlight video on the Siege event number 4. That's what we got. Got some pretty decent fighters, and I compared a few of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, comment, favorite, share, whatever you want to do. But all things would most definitely be appreciated. I have more videos on the way, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Trey Tutter signing off.